Hello everyone. Welcome to UIAS. Let's discuss today's prelims topics. Question 1. With reference to the practice of polygamy, consider the following statements. 1. Polygamy is the practice of having more than one married husband. 2. The issue is governed both by personal laws and the Indian Penal Code (IPC). 3. The National Family Health Survey 5, 2019 to 2020 showed the prevalence of polygamy was 2.1% among Christians, 1.9% among Muslims, 1.3% among Hindus, and 1.6% among other religious groups. Which of the following given above are correct? A. 1 and 2 only. B. 3 only. C. 1, 2, and 3. D. 2 and 3 only. The answer is D. Polygamy is the practice of having more than one married spouse, wife, or husband. Traditionally, polygamy, mainly the situation of a man having more than one wife, was practiced widely in India. The Hindu Marriage Act of 1955 outlawed the practice. IPC Section 494, marrying again during lifetime of husband or wife, penalizes bigamy or polygamy. The section reads, whoever, having a husband or wife living, marries in any case in which such marriage is void by reason of its taking place during the life of such husband or wife, shall be punished with imprisonment of either description for a term which may extend to 7 years, and shall also be liable to fine. This provision does not apply to a marriage that has been declared void by a court, for example, a child marriage that has been declared void. The law also does not apply if a spouse has been continually absent for the space of 7 years. This means a spouse who has deserted the marriage or when his or her whereabouts are not known for 7 years will not bind the other spouse from remarrying. The National Family Health Survey 5, 2019 to 2020 showed the prevalence of polygamy was 2.1% among Christians, 1.9% among Muslims, 1.3% among Hindus, and 1.6% among other religious groups. The data showed that the highest prevalence of polygynous marriages was in the northeastern states with tribal populations. A list of 40 districts with the highest polygyny rates was dominated by those with high tribal populations. Question to consider the following statements about National Technology Day. 1. India observes National Technology Day every year on 11th May to remember the successful nuclear test in Pokhran in 1998. To the successful testing of the nuclear bomb, codenamed Operation Durga, made India the 4th country in the world to possess nuclear technology. 3. The theme for this year's National Technology Day is School to Startups, Igniting Young Minds to Innovate. Which of the following given above are correct? A. 1 only. B. 1 and 3 only. C. 1, 2, and 3. D. 2 and 3 only. The answer is B. From sending Aryabhatta satellite in 1975 to Chandrayaan 2 in 2019, India has achieved remarkable success in technology since independence. The day is celebrated not only to honor India's accomplishments in nuclear technology but also to recognize the nation's advancements in numerous other technological fields. The successful testing of the nuclear bomb, codenamed Operation Shakti, made India the 6th country in the world to possess nuclear technology. Question 3. With reference to piezoelectricity, consider the following statements. 1. The word piezoelectricity means electricity resulting from pressure and latent heat. 2. The inverse piezoelectric effect is used in the production of ultrasound waves. 3. French physicists Jacques and Pierre Curie discovered piezoelectricity in 1880. Which of the following given above are correct? A. 1 and 2 only. B. 1 and 3 only. C. 1, 2 and 3. /D. 3 only. The answer is C. Piezoelectricity is the electric charge that accumulates in certain solid materials such as crystals, certain ceramics, and biological matter such as bone, DNA, and various proteins in response to applied mechanical stress. The piezoelectric effect has been exploited in many useful applications, including the production and detection of sound, piezoelectric inkjet printing, generation of high-voltage electricity, as a clock generator in electronic devices, in microbalances, to drive an ultrasonic nozzle, and in ultrafine focusing of optical assemblies. It forms the basis for scanning probe microscopes that resolve images at the scale of atoms. Question 4. With reference to Deep Ocean Mission, consider the following statements. 1. It is proposed as a multi-ministerial multidisciplinary program. 2. Emphasis on the development of deep-sea technology, exploration of deep-sea mineral resources and biodiversity, acquisition of a research vessel for exploration, deep-sea observations, and capacity building. 3. Ministry of Environment and Forest is the nodal agency for implementing the program. Which of the following given above is correct? A. 1 and 2 only. B. 1 and 3 only. C. 1, 2 and 3. D. 2 only. The answer is A. Ministry of Earth Sciences is the nodal agency for implementing the program. Question 5. With reference to Sahel region, consider the following statements. 1. It's the vast semi-arid region of Africa separating the Sahara Desert to the north and tropical savannas to the south. 2. There are frequent shortages of food and water due to the dry harsh climate, and this is exacerbated by the population increasing rapidly due to very high birth rates across the region. 3. The Sahel has a tropical evergreen climate. Which of the following given above is correct? A. 1 and 2 only. B. 1 and 3 only. C. 1, 2 and 3. D. 2 only. Answer is A. The Sahel has a tropical semi-arid climate. The Sahel, which means border in Arabic, is a geographic region in Africa separating the Sahara Desert in the north from the tropics to the south. The Sahel part of Africa includes, from west to east, parts of northern Senegal, southern Mauritania, central Mali, northern Burkina Faso, the extreme south of Algeria, Niger, the extreme north of Nigeria, Cameroon and Central African Republic, central Chad, central and southern Sudan, the extreme north of South Sudan, Eritrea and Ethiopia. There are frequent shortages of food and water due to the dry harsh climate. This is exacerbated by the population increasing rapidly due to very high birth rates across the region. Niger has the world's highest fertility rate. Question 6. With reference to Indian Ocean Conference, consider the following statements. 1. This year's theme is Peace, Prosperity, and Partnership for a Resilient Future. 2. This year it is being held in Dhaka to discuss how the countries of the Indian Ocean region can promote economic development while maintaining peace and stability. 3. The Indian Ocean Conference was started in 2016 in Colombo. Which of the following given above is correct? A. 1 and 2 only. B. 1 and 3 only. C. 1, 2 and 3. D. 2 only. The answer is A. The Indian Ocean Conference was started in 2016 in Singapore with participation from 30 countries. In the last 6 years, the conference has emerged as the flagship consultative forum for countries in the region over regional affairs. The conference endeavors to bring critical states and principal maritime partners of the region together on a common platform to deliberate upon the prospects of regional cooperation for security and growth for all in the region. Sagar. Question 7. Consider the following statements about carbon dating. 1. Carbon dating is a widely used method to establish the age of organic materials, things that were once living. 2. The dating method is based on the fact that carbon-14, C14, an isotope of carbon with an atomic mass of 14, is radioactive and decays at a well-known rate. 3. The age of things that are more than 40,000 to 50,000 years old can be easily arrived at through carbon dating. Which of the following given above are correct? A. 1 and 2 only. B. 1 and 3 only. C. 1, 2 and 3. D. 2 and 3 only. The answer is A. The most abundant isotope of carbon in the atmosphere is C12. A very small amount of C14 is also present. The ratio of C12 to C14 in the atmosphere is almost static and is known. Plants get their carbon through photosynthesis, animals get it mainly through food. Because plants and animals get their carbon from the atmosphere, they too acquire C12 and C14 in roughly the same proportion as is available in the atmosphere. When they die, their interactions with the atmosphere stops. While C12 is stable, the radioactive C14 reduces to 1/2 of itself in about 5,730 years, known as its half-life. The changing ratio of C12 to C14 in the remains of a plant or animal after it dies can be measured and can be used to deduce the approximate time when the organism died. The changing ratio of C12 to C14 in the remains of a plant or animal after it dies can be measured and can be used to deduce the approximate time when the organism died. Also, the age of things that are more than 40,000 to 50,000 years old cannot be arrived at through carbon dating. This is because, after 8 to 10 cycles of half-lives, the amount of C14 becomes almost very small and is almost undetectable. Question 8. The Union government recently announced it has prepared a Model Prisons Act to replace the current 130-year-old law. Consider the following statements about this. 1. An attempt to shift the focus of incarceration from retributive deterrence to reform and rehabilitation. 2. In India, prisons and the persons detained therein are state subjects. Which of the following given above are correct? A. 1 only. B. 2 only. C. Both 1 and 2. D. Neither 1 nor 2. The answer is C. The old Pre-Independence Act focuses on keeping criminals in custody and enforcement of discipline and order in prisons. There is no provision for reform and rehabilitation of prisoners. The new act attempts to change this through a number of steps, creating provisions for grant of parole, furlough, and remission to prisoners to encourage good conduct, providing special provisions to women and transgender inmates, ensuring the physical and mental well-being of prisoners, and focusing on the reformation and rehabilitation of inmates. The Model Act also has provisions for the following: security assessment and segregation of prisoners, individual sentence planning, grievance redressal, prison development board, use of technology in prison administration, protecting society from criminal activities of hardened criminals and habitual offenders. The Prisons Act of 1894, the Prisoners Act of 1900, and the Transfer of Prisoners Act 1950 have also been reviewed by the MHA, and relevant provisions of these acts have been assimilated in the Model Prisons Act of 2023. Thank you, everyone. Do subscribe to this channel. Use code SPLIVE to join Unacademy.